These are 10 mods you need right now in art. Let's get into it. The first one is quite a basic one, and it is CT Reusable Items. I will leave all of these mods in the description of the video. If you didn't know, if you threw spears, you can only throw one, but with this mod, you have infinite spears. It also works for things like bowlers. It doesn't work for things like bows, but like ammo, for example, the grappling hooks, you can use them in this mod for infinite grapples on your crossbow, and you can also use infinite parachutes, which is very useful for jumping off the edge if you're like me and you're being attacked by a dino. The next one is Ultra Stacks. Have you ever been just going through your inventory and you've just got so much prime meat? I know I don't have a lot of prime meat in my inventory right now, but if you didn't know, prime meat doesn't stack, and I've got 9 prime meat here in a stack. It also means that it doesn't spoil as quickly if you're trying to tame a creature, which is useful. And just for other resources and things that don't stack in art, which are really annoying, it's just a useful thing, which is just a slight creature comfort to the game, which makes taming and just general inventory organization a lot easier. The next one requires a bit of setup, and it is the Awesome Teleporter mod. So if I just put a teleporter down here, then I'll just go over here briefly. You can either teleport with this, or you can use the remote. As you can see there, you teleported, or you can use the remote and teleport as well. You can name these as well, which is also good for just understanding what they are. And you can use the controller when you're on a creature, so you do not have to dismount to teleport, because you can teleport from any location. You don't have to be near a teleporter. The next one, you may have heard of it, is the Upgrade Station. This is a very useful mod, as it means you do not need to get blueprints to upgrade your weapons. I just turned this metal pick from a primitive to a ramshackle pickaxe. This works with any weapon. It does require resources, it will tell you the requirements. And now I've just upgraded it to apprentice. But yeah, it's a very useful mod for upgrading resources, and it's quite useful if you're just trying to get some quick upgrade on some guns before going into a boss fight. The next one you can use as soon as you start the game. It is Creature Finder Deluxe. I'm just going to search for a dodo. You can choose the gender, or if you're trying to find a tame as well, if you've lost a tame, it will tell you where that is. It will tell you where every dodo is on the map, but there's a command that you have to put in the Steam settings for this to work, so I'll put that on screen now. Otherwise, it will only find everything in your render distance. But once you've done that simple amount of setup, then you can see every dino that you're searching for. So I'm just going to search by distance. So what's the nearest dodo? And then you can just exit, and it will just give you a pointer, and then you can go over to it. I'm in creative, so I can fly. And as you can see, there's a dodo here. So this is very useful, obviously, for finding creatures, especially rare creatures. And on Scorched Earth is very useful for finding phoenixes. The next item here today is the meat spoiler. If you didn't know how to traditionally do this, is you just go like this, split stack, split all, and then you have to wait for it to spoil. But this mod just allows you to put meat into a meat spoiler, and then it allows you to put meat into this, and it will turn it into spoiled meat. But there is one requirement. The only requirement for this is you need spark powder. There are others where you don't need spark powder. So yeah, as you can see, it is spoiling the meat here. There are other ones which do work faster than this, but this is the one which I find to be the most reliable. And you know, it gives you a bit of a challenge, and it's not like easy spoiled meat. But if you did want easy spoiled meat, just look around, and there are other options where you just throw meat in and the whole stack will instantly be turned into spoiled meat. But I prefer this, as it just requires a little bit of a challenge, so it is much nicer for me to get spoiled meat this way, because it just provides a bit of challenge to me. The next one you probably see any major ARC YouTuber using, and it's the Autumn Spyglass. It's the spyglass but upgraded. Obviously you don't have to look through it, you can just press it on your hotbar, and then all the creatures will glow in white. If they're aggroed, they'll glow red. If they are running away from you or are scared, in any way, they will be yellow. This is very useful for looking at their stats, and it will also tell you what they need to be tamed, and it will tell you how many levels they have into each stat. If you use the Creature Finder Deluxe to find a max level creature, and if you wanted high health, you could look and it would tell you how much health it had and how many levels into health, so then you could get the best creature you could before starting mutations. The next one is a very big quality of life improvement. It is the death recovery mod. I haven't died on this world because I just loaded it up for this video, but you know when you die and you can't get your stuff back because there's just a raptor just over it, or like a T-Rex or a saber-tooth, and it's just hogging your death box? Well, you don't need to worry about that anymore with this mod, so it's very useful. You just go up to it, you press E, and it will recover all of your dead bodies. And also, if you're in a cave and then you can't get your body, it can also get that back, so then you don't have just the loss of all of your stuff if you fall into lava or you fall into an unending ditch in a cave. The next item here today is Dino Storage version 2. This is extremely useful as it is basically an upgrade to the cryopod, as they do not spoil and you can instantly capture tamed creatures. So for this example, we're going to use a parasaur, and as you can see, we just pulled it up there, and then in our inventory it will say if it's mating ready, all the levels into the stats, all of its color regions, if it's gaining torpidity, its stance, its age.
A few moments later.
Also, you get a nice cool gun to shoot creatures out of, so you can easily deploy it, and obviously you don't get cryo sickness either. Before we get into number 1, I'm just going to give you 3 honourable mentions. The first one is Super Trank Rifle. This is very useful if you just want to quickly trank out creatures, as they will all be tranked out in one shot and their food level will be put to 0. Also, bulk crafters is quite a good thing to have as well, as you can easily get faster forging in the early game and craft things in bulk. Also, Arc Additions is quite a good mod if you just wanted to add some more creatures into your arc just to spice up the experience just that little bit more. Right, you probably guessed this, but number 1 is S+. This is just the S+ gun that you can use. If you press R, you can make it do separate things. Like if I had Dino here, you could kill a Dino. This Dino's already dead. That only works with tame dinos. You can't just go up to a Dino and just shoot it. But yeah, we'll get out some S+ structures. So firstly, something that you will notice is S+ structures, especially foundations, I'm using thatch ones here, look a lot nicer than the base ones in the game as they're folded around the edges. You can also pick them up and they're always in block form, so you don't get any annoying issues. They also clip a lot better than normal structures, and also if you are using doors, you have automatic doors as well. For the case of things you craft in, it will tell you what percentage it's got crafting, so you can see how long it will take until your next piece of meat is cooked in a campfire, or until your narcotics are crafted in your mortar and pestle. But anyway guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoy and you use some of these mods in the future, as these are mods you should all be using right now to level up your Ark experience before Ark Survival Ascended comes out. And this will give you a lot more fun and motivation to keep playing the game. But anyway, with that guys, I will see you all in the next one. Bye!